Good evening. You're watching Hungary Report, starting off public media and one's foreign language news hour. I'm Marsha Film. Thanks for joining us. The European Parliament will vote on Tuesday on whether to confirm German Defense Minister Ursula von der Leyen as President of the European Commission. The question remains as to whether the German politician of the European People's Party receives a majority. For example, the German Social Democrats are campaigning against von der Leyen, saying she is the candidate of the V4 countries and Viktor Orbán.
It was nearly 2 weeks ago that after long negotiations, not lacking compromise, the European Council nominated the German Christian Democrat politician Ursula von der Leyen for President of the European Commission. One of the main supporters of the German defense minister was the Visegrad Group, including Hungary. However, this left the European Socialists disappointed as they wanted Franz Timmermans, believed to be a close friend of George Soros, as the president of the EC. Neither the European nor the German Socialists are happy about the nomination of von der Leyen. Ursula von der Leyen is an absolutely inadequate candidate for the head of the Commission. This is what the German Social Democrats wrote about their compatriot in a study, which is now being distributed in the European Parliament. According to left-wing politicians, von der Leyen is a candidate of Viktor Orbán's will, and among others, this is what makes her incompetent. In the article, they also say if representatives of the European Parliament can refuse the appointment of certain Commission members, then this is what they should do in the case of appointing the President too. They add, the Parliament has the right to refuse, and in that case, the European Council has to nominate a new candidate. Left-wing politicians are not only trying to push back the German right-wing candidate. According to an email M1 News got a hold of, in the European Parliament standing committees, European socialists are aiming at putting candidates they don't favour in a quarantine, for example, potential Fidesz candidates, in order to put pressure on the faction to nominate others. Hungarian left-wing politicians are also lobbying against the appointment of Fidesz representatives. The Democratic Coalition, or DK, has proudly stated that it would work on hindering the work of Fidesz politicians in the EU. The plan of DK has not yet been successful. Both Fidesz representatives Tamás Deutsch and Kinga Gál have become vice-chairman of an EP committee, and Lívia Járóka was elected as one of the vice-presidents of the European Parliament.
Pro-immigration forces in Western Europe have regained power, Péter Szijjártó said in Brussels, where EU foreign ministers also discussed the situation in the Mediterranean. The Minister of Foreign Affairs and Trade highlighted that the support given to the pro-immigration NGOs encourages new crowds to set off. He said that because pro-immigration groups wanted to award the captain of the German Sea-Watch ship in Paris, as she had helped immigrants disembark in Italy despite the ban. The Ukrainian authorities continue harassing the ethnic Hungarian organizations in Transcarpathia. On Monday morning, commandos dressed in camouflage and masks visited Károly Rezes, who is the campaign manager for László Berenzovic, president of the Transcarpathian Hungarian Cultural Association. Károly Rezes is suspected to have organized a vote purchase. The police seized the politician's phone and he was summoned to one of the courts in Kiev before the elections on the 21st of July. The president of the Transcarpathian Hungarian Cultural Association, László Berenzovic, said that they protested most strongly against the proceedings. He believes that the authorities are trying to intimidate the representatives of the Transcarpathian Hungarians rather than catching those who are actually campaigning while committing a fraud. What Ukraine is doing to the Transcarpathian organizations is unprecedented and unacceptable, Péter Szijjártó said in Brussels in response to what happened on Monday morning. The Minister of Foreign Affairs and Trade emphasized that the relationship between Ukraine and Hungary could only return to normal if the Transcarpathian Hungarians get their rights back. The man shot to death on Monday attacked the police officers with a machete with a nearly 40-centimeter blade in Abda, near the city of Győr. The man's mother called the ambulance to his son, who was behaving in a confused manner, and then it was the paramedics who asked help from the police. Despite the warnings of the patrols, the man refused to put down the machete and attacked one of the officers. Then the other policeman shot him.
The National Ambulance Service was called to see a man behaving in a confused manner in Abda, Győr-Moson-Sopron County on Sunday evening. However, the paramedics could not treat the man because he attacked the paramedics with a brush cutter knife with a blade length of 38 centimeters. Therefore, the ambulance staff asked help from the police. After arriving on the spot, the patrols ordered the man to put down the machete he was holding in his hand, but the man refused to obey, and what's more, as the police put it, the man hit one of the police officers over the head while the officer was backing out of the apartment. Then the other policeman fired targeted shots at the man, who suffered such serious injuries that he died on the spot. The policeman was lucky that the 38-centimeter blade of the machete was not sharp, therefore it did not cause fatal injury. The police were taken to hospital in Híradó with cut injuries. The man and his mother moved to the outskirts of Híradó about 3 years ago. One of the holiday home owners in the neighborhood said they didn't make friends with anyone and they didn't seek the locals' company. If investigation finds that the deceased man and he alone can be considered the suspect in the case, proceedings will be terminated. The lawfulness and professionalism of the use of the weapon is being investigated by the police.
Search by the police will continue for the last victim of the Danube boat disaster as long as there is a realistic chance. The river section under the Margaret Bridge is monitored from the air, the bank and the water as well. Meanwhile, new details have come to light from the testimony of the witnesses heard after the accident of the mermaid sightseeing boat. It increasingly seems that the captain of the hotel ship made a lot of mistakes and did not react in the proper way in the moments after the accident.
All boats of the police, land units, helicopters and drones are still non-stop looking for the last victim of the boat accident in the Danube and over the 250-meter-long Hungarian section of the river. Special searching dogs that can smell out corpses underwater are also used in the rescue operations. Authorities have not stopped searching since the accident. 8 Korean firefighters are also at our disposal. The search by the Budapest Police Headquarters will continue as long as there is a realistic chance of finding the victim, said the spokesman of the police. One of Hungary's biggest boat tragedies has happened on May 29th. The Viking Sigun hotel ship and the mermaid sightseeing boat crashed at Margaret Bridge. Mermaid sank within 7 seconds. The first assistance, however, did not come from the captain of the hotel ship, but from a sightseeing boat nearby. The accident has one suspect at the moment, the river cruiser's Ukrainian captain. A 60-member committee is working on the case and new details continuously come to light about the circumstances. A Hungarian daily newspaper, Magyar Nemzet, revealed on Monday that after the accident the Ukrainian captain's talk was disconnected. He used English, German and Russian words as well. All that could be unraveled from his speech was that it was an accident that had happened. This also became clear from the dispatcher's testimony, who was on duty at the time of the accident. The lawyer of the deceased captain's family also reinforced this when talking to M1 News and added that this wasn't the only problem, as the captain only called the emergency line minutes after the tragedy. And he gave neither a sound nor a light signal before taking over. Furthermore, the area under Margaret Bridge is not suitable for overtaking. Whichever way we look at it, the captain of the Viking Sigun made a sequence of mistakes and violated several navigation rules, the lawyer said. The lawyer further added that they are currently waiting for the experts' opinions, which will influence further proceedings to a great extent. Meanwhile, the Ukrainian captain is under criminal supervision. He has not made a confession and denies having done anything wrong.
Miskolc has become a major player in tourism as well. The world-famous cave bath is ranked constantly among the top 10 attractions, but the Castle of Diósgyőr, the Lilafüred forest train and the zoo are also popular among the tourists. In 2 years, accommodations were expanded with 140 four-star hotel rooms in Miskolc. The government is supporting the renovation of the forest train, and the most attractive adventure bath in Hungary is already under construction in the city as well. And those interested can also have a wellness experience on the Silk Meadow in Miskolc. The bath is constantly developing. Most recently, the swimming pool was renovated. The old one was pulled down and a completely new pool was built instead, equipped with geothermal, eco-friendly heating and a tent that protects the visitors from the sunshine in the summer and from the cool in the winter. The bath awaits its visitors with a children's pool, slides, and adventure pool, and saunas as well. It takes only a few minutes to get to the bath by train from the city center. And that's all for now, but I'll be back tomorrow night at around the same time, and you can catch Hungary reports online as well. Please stay tuned for our German, Russian and Chinese language news. Thanks for watching. Take care. Good night.